With us right now, George Cole. George, you are the founder of CreditReversalGuru.com. George, thank you so much for joining us.
How you doing, Josh? Great to be
Excellent.
here.
Excellent. All right. So go ahead and explain what Credit Reversal Guru does.
Well, basically, Josh, we have a very innovative way to help people to reestablish their credit. We are in a very difficult time right now in our economy, with so many people putting their homes on the financial moratorium, not paying their car notes, not paying their credit cards, their mortgages. People are backed up. So people are heading towards a very serious crisis. So basically what we did was we formed an opportunity for people to be able to help their consumers directly without depending on credit restoration people or credit repair people and hoping that they sent the information off, hopefully that it was processed, hopefully they did their job. We put it into the hands of the business owners or the people, the entrepreneurs who just want to help and assist people with credit issues. So basically we developed a software that has the ability to process the credit restoration within 30 seconds. There's no thinking required. The software does all the work. It is your engine. It uploads the credit reports. It reads the credit reports. It creates the arguments. It sends it out automatically for you. And we send this information out certified mail, which is huge. I'm sorry about the phone. I just put it on silent. And so basically what happens is
our listener just flinched right there.
Yeah. Oh, what was that? Was that my phone? Because I hate it when commercials do that. I like grabbing my phone. So, so basically, we created a path for people to help people economically, to help your business, to help you to create more sales, more. And credit restoration is also a great loss leader. It brings in clients who may not really have been looking for what you're selling, but because you have this opportunity, then they come in.
Yeah. So so again, let's say you're a business owner and you rely upon your customers having okay credit, right? In other words, you are probably losing money because folks are coming to you and you can't help them because their credit's not good enough. So George, partnering with you kind of helps them solve that issue. Explain what that relationship looks like. How are you able to partner with that business owner? And I think it would be helpful to kind of maybe list out some examples of industries or companies that you've worked with previously.
Sure. Like solar industries. We work with the solar industry. It's big. I mean, people own homes, but their credit dropped, so they can't qualify. A lot of time to get those solar panels, that obviously reduces your bills by like 80%. And with all of our weather that's going crazy these days, people are having outages and all kind of things that you can still survive with the solar. But the problem is that you need a 650 credit score. And the higher the credit score, the better agreement that you can get with financing. But so a lot of people have a home, but they can't get qualified. So we're big in that solar industry. In the real estate market is another big piece that people want to be able to buy homes and they can't. In the auto industry right now, with the very few trucks that's on the market, car dealers are now telling people you have to put $10,000 down just to take a test drive. They're not playing around because they don't want you to wreck their car and then they don't have a car to sell during a test drive. And then plus they don't want people playing around. There's a Kia dealership here in Atlanta that only has 18 cars. It's a dealership. They have 18 cars. So therefore, good credit is a must. You have to be pre-qualified before you do a lot of things. So it helps the car dealerships. In insurance companies, a lot of individual insurance brokers, they can't license people for, like auto insurance or other kind of insurances because their credit score is below 600. People don't realize that this credit has so much to do with every aspect of your life. And so therefore, when we're giving people this opportunity as an entrepreneur to be able to help, their potential clientele, it helps to increase your business. And it also passes along your name, because people are saying, look, not only do they do that, they can help you also with your credit. And so therefore you're getting a new stream of customers that are flowing through.
Yeah. So the alternative, let's say you're in the solar industry and you have a customer that can't move forward. Number one, you're going to lose that business. You know, you might say, I mean, you know, what's the alternative if you don't have a partner to kind of help out with this? You just like, well, I don't know, go online, go do your research, go try to improve your you know, it's really nice when you can invest into that relationship and say, listen, you know, we can help with that. Here's how we're going to do this. And so when somebody, let's say they're a solar company and they're going to improve the credit of their customer, what are they doing? Are they, how does it work to partner with you?
Well, basically what happens is that, you know, you accept the financial cost that is the initial cost to get started. It's a very minimum cost. It's not crazy or anything. And so basically what happens is that from there, you know, we'll take your business information and then what we do, we'll set you up with a login. So you get your login, you're able to log on, and then your customer imports all the information. So on your side, you don't have to do anything. The customer,
good. Yeah. Because you know, yeah, you want the less you have to handle people's personal, the better.
The better. So basically what happens is they even, you know, put their username and password for their credit. All that stuff is uploaded. All the entrepreneur business owner has to do is push a button called submit and it's gone. They do nothing. And so therefore they're able to even track their own customers' progress. They're able to call their customer back and say, hey, look, Phil, you're ready to go. Your score just increased 100 points in 45 days. I mean, that's great opportunity for you. Now we can get you financed. And then there's a lot of companies out there that does funding. There's a lot of people that, you know, are investment brokers or, you know, people that want to, you know, invest to get homes, to do home improvement or to flip homes. And so, you know, they need their credit done so that they can make a better opportunity to make more money. So as you know, credit is the biggest thing. But here's what we do that nobody else does in the universe dealing with credit. We reverse credit. So people probably say, what does reverse credit mean? If you see all these credit repair signs everywhere, they're saying we delete items, we delete everything. Well, if you delete too much, then what do you have? You don't have any credit for some people in some cases. So what we do, if people had charge-offs, repossessions, foreclosures, things like that, which are called accounts or trade lines, we fight to reverse it instead of delete it, to get it to come back to show paid as agreed, never late. Taking an F grade, you had an F in chemistry, instead of trying to go to the transcript office and get it deleted, why not reverse it to an A? That way you keep your credits, your grade point average goes up. So we do something that nobody else does in the industry that will really spike and hike the credit score enormously. But what's so important to me, Josh, is that we do education. We help people so much to where we help them get corrected, but then we take them to a new level to help them to understand all the pitfalls and traps of credit, how credit cards work, how when you make your payment, like this is an important thing right here. What people, a lot of people don't know, with the credit cards, it's one of the most critical pieces that's on your credit score. It weighs 30% of your FICO score. So basically, no, the FICO can't judge you on your mortgage. You got 30 years to pay for it. So they can't expect you to have a low balance. On your car, you got 72, 84 months to pay for it. Can't expect me to have a low balance. But what they do kind of look and monitor your credit behavior is off of your credit cards. Your credit cards show how you're living. If your credit cards are maxed out, you're not living good. You're on the verge of a bankruptcy. If you're at 75 or 50% of the limit, you're still not living that great because you're depending on your credit cards to make your life. A lot of people say, and you see in the media, that you should keep your credit cards at a third or 30%. That's a false myth. That's a myth that the credit card companies put out there so that they can keep getting interest.
Right.
I saw that smile, so I recognize that you agree. So that's a myth. If you notice, American Express wants you to pay off your balance every month. That's why that's the toughest card to get, the platinum. It's the most respected card. And so that therefore, if they want to analyze a customer like that, then they're only dealing with people who are financially fit. So you want to keep your credit card balances as low as possible, not 30%. 10%, 7% or lower. It shows that you have the ability to budget, you're living within your means, you're not a risk. See, the whole FICO formula is about risk. How much risk are you? What is my chances of losing money, borrowing, lending you money? And so here's a trick that I want people to know. Some people already know it. So the credit card companies have two dates. They have a billing date. Say the billing date is on the 16th of the month, but the cycle date is like 4 to 5 days later. So say the 21st of the month is the cycle date. The cycle date is when they report, did you pay on time, and they report your balance. Where people make mistakes at sometime is they'll pay off their credit card on the 16th. They thinking that they did real well, but they end up putting $10,000 more on their credit card on the 19th. And then what happens is the credit card companies are reporting to the credit reporting agencies that you have a $15,000 credit limit, but you have a $10,000 balance, even though you paid it off. So you have to not use the credit card until after the cycle date. The cycle date could be 4 to 5 days later. That's when you want to use the card. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So since I've got you, I was having this conversation with my daughter. She's 22, kind of finishing up college. She's really interested in starting to build her credit. What are some solutions that you've seen? And she's like, should I get a card? And I'm like, man, you got to be so careful with that. Like, I know that there are even like secured options that you can do that will build your credit without as much risk.
Good. And I'm glad, I always like talking about, entrepreneurs, but the real money is in the consumer basis that we're talking about now, because that's how the entrepreneurs will be able to sell. And we talked about education is very important to me, the credit education. So you're right. It doesn't matter how big the credit card is. So if you get a secured credit card from your bank for $300 or $500 or $1,000, FICO does not necessarily judge you on the amount of credit. They judge you on your behavior, on how you're managing the credit that you do have. Because if you look at the FICO formula, 35% of your score is paid as agreed. Are you paying it on time? Whether it's a $100,000 card or whether it's a $500 card. If you're paying it on time, it's worth 35%. The next factor is, what is your credit card balances? Are you managing your life correctly to where you can keep a substantially low balance? So therefore, if you keep a balance under 10%, then they're going to give you 30% towards your credit score. It's the second heaviest factor is your credit card balances. The next factor is, how long have you had the card? History. You can have a $700 credit score, but if you only have 18 months worth of history, no one's going to give you no real money because they haven't seen the long-term behavior. That's why we don't delete, Josh. We reverse. We want to keep the history. Deleting takes away the history.
That's right.
History is a very critical factor with securing credit. So even though your credit score, your daughter's credit score starts to climb because she started off with the smaller credit, she got a small auto loan. So you got to have a mix of credit too. Maybe a $10,000 auto loan, nice little Honda Accord. Then she gets a credit card you can use anywhere. Then you want to have another mix of credit. Maybe she gets a retail card at, I'm old, so I was going to say JCPenney's. There's no JCPenney's anymore. So let's talk about Macy's, okay? So maybe Macy's or something like that. So you have a mix of credit. Then try to get a small installment loan. See, because FICO wants to see, do you have the ability to pay everybody on all different types of credit, and they create their algorithm off of your total behavior of who you are. So the next thing is, once she starts building that credit score off of the secured or the lower credit cards, don't close them. Chase comes
right.
Yeah, they come in with a $5,000 card. Now you say, well, I don't want to pay these $9.95 fees a month or this $59 fee a month. Don't close it. Just ask them to change the status of your card because your score has advanced a lot better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. George Cole, this has been great. Again, CreditReversalGuru.com. When folks go there, particularly our business owner friends, what should they click on? What should they do?
Well, basically, it's mycreditreversal.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. mycreditreversal.com.
Right. mycreditreversal.com. And you can click on, there's videos you can watch, there's things that you can read. And then if you want a free consultation, you can click on Get Started Now, and they'll give you a consultation. If you just want to get rolling, you can do that. And you can also call me at 404-493-1302, 404-493-1302.
I love it. All right, George Cole. Again, thank you so much. Your website, mycreditreversal.com. George, thank you for joining us.
Josh, thank you so much for the opportunity. You have a blessed day.